Hey guys, Bruce from Cell Pro here. Today we're taking apart a Samsung S23. So I'm going to start by removing the back. I've already heated it up. And yeah, I've already heated this guy up, so we're all good on that end. As you can see, I can get into that pretty easily with the razor blade. And make a little bit of room. And there we are. So now I'm into it with the really just want to work it around. I want to do that in order to make sure that it's easy to continue to slide this guy across like so. There we go. Go over here. Keep working on these ends. I'm going to go heat it up a little bit more. Just going to work this around again. And by now I should be able to just take it off. Should come off pretty easily. Trick is you never really want to force anything in this business. You just want to allow it to sort of come off on its own. So there's the back. And here we go. How is that phone going on? We'll have to deal with that in a second here. You know, these screws are all the same size, so you don't really need to separate them into a nice little area. There we go. All right, so now you take sort of whatever you got. For me, I use a plastic spudger. And then I sort of just find a place to kind of pop these guys off, like so. Disconnect the battery, like so. This guy seems to be already disconnected for some reason. This one I'm just going to bring up really close to my face because I don't want to hit anything in order to disconnect it. So there we go. This guy's coming off as well. I usually use gloves with holes in the fingers. So I have better dexterity, but whatever. I disconnect the camera. These cameras are pretty tricky on these, and I'll show you guys in a bit why. I'm going to take this off. That's the board. Don't want to damage that guy at all. This is the new one. I need a SIM card tray remover here. Pop this out. Oops. Pop that guy out like so. Put that in the safekeeping somewhere over there. No. All right, so there's that. Take this bad boy out like that. We're just going to replace it right away, like so. And I'd like to get those screws back in there ASAP. All right, so that's on there. All right, with this guy, in this syringe, there's isopropyl. So the isopropyl, I just kind of work, whoops, that's too much. Work around the edges here. So there we go. Kind of let that set in for a few minutes here. Motherfucker. All right, so now the glue's kind of done its, or the isopropyl's kind of done its thing. So now I kind of just try and get underneath it a bit. Oops. You really want to make sure that you're underneath it because you really don't want to puncture this guy. A little bit more isopropyl in there. And always get away from metal as soon as you can. Look how easy that comes off. Before using isopropyl, I just used to struggle on getting these guys off, and it was so annoying. And now that I've discovered this isopropyl, it's just made my life so much easier. Okay, and the last step here to remove this guy, which has always was a pain in the ass to me for the longest time, but then shouldn't have been, because it seems so straightforward now, is just peeling this stuff off the edge here. Without it, you really damage the camera. Adhesive all in this. Because it wants to come off all the way around. So yeah, now that he really easily comes off. It just comes out. So really much easier than the way that I used to do it. All right, so now you start putting her back together. This guy goes first. That's already back in there. So I do have to grab some adhesive. Doing these videos is kind of annoying because it always sort of just, especially at the end of the day on a Saturday here, especially the customers wait in this car for this one too. So I'm gonna strap some adhesive in here for the new battery. I'm just cutting her like so. That should do it. You don't need a ton of adhesive as well. I mean, I guess it depends on the adhesive you're using, but for this adhesive, I don't need a ton. Alright guys, that one is done. Put this bad boy on. Slap her back in place like so. Battery connects nicely. There we go. Nice little click into place for me. We're gonna do this guy. Little writing there for sub to sub, main to main. A little bouncy there. Let's do this camera now. That bad boy's going into place. Perfect. This is the antenna. Again, there's main and subs on there to let you know which one's which. Oops. Sometimes you've got to bring them up to your face because you got to see them. And then let's plug the battery in. There we go. Gonna go ahead and put this guy into place. Oops. Kind of rushing here, I don't want to be. But I am. That guy's in there. You know, I probably actually should have put this in place first. Actually, that is what I should have done. There we go. Disconnected. Snap that bad boy into place too. Make sure everything's still connected. After that little mishap, plug that in there. Bob's your uncle. All right, gorgeous. I'm gonna start screwing these bad boys into place. Now those are 3 of them in there, so let's make sure she's starting up. And there we have it. She's starting up. Pretty straightforward now. All you do is put the screws on, slap this guy back on. I did it so I can reuse this adhesive here. And we're all good to go. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like this video, please like and subscribe and all that good stuff.